G'day mate and welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. The mod I've actually chosen to highlight this time around is called Swarmageddon, which is enhanced biter swarms. Now, I know there's a little bit of a biter thing going on at the moment, but what can I say, you know? Biter mods are definitely interesting, especially when you're sort of done with a bit of vanilla. Anyway, this particular mod is something that the Factorio... hang on, who are they? It's the Comfy Factorio and Redmi have been doing for a long time in their scenarios, which brings on the idea of when you kill a biter, so if you kill a medium biter, it spawns a couple of small biters, and that's exactly what this mod does. So each biter will spawn 50% its health in smaller biters, plus an additional 50% of HP based on the evolution factor, which I haven't actually changed. So let's do that real quick. Change that to give us 50%. Perfect. And each spawner will also spawn biters based on Evo factor. So when we take out a spawner, which I've got plenty of because we went and used the map editor, we should have some interesting competition. It should this mod should also work with any other mod that manipulates the biters, like the explosive biters I did a couple of weeks ago, and includes a setting to reduce the number of spawners once you start getting overrun. So there is a couple of mod settings. There's one on startup, which number of seconds corpses remain on the ground. So this is a setting that I've actually been using for a long time in a different mod, extra biter control, which basically means that corpses in Factorio last on the ground for about 5 minutes, which is a really long time. I've been bringing it down to about 30 seconds. This mod takes it down to 10 seconds, which is perfect. It's enough that you can see the corpses are there and then they go away, which is much better than having layers and layers and layers of corpses outside your defenses. And then we have reduced spawning when a player is getting overrun. So reduce the spawns when a player is losing an average amount of this many units in the past minute. Goes to 0 extra spawns when exceeding this value. Okay, and maximum number of biters that can appear in a new tick. So when a biter is killed and the new ones spawn in, they literally spawn right on top of themselves, which can lead to UPS issues because the game's got to find a spare little bit of ground that they can slot them in. So with large biter attacks, you can have a UPS hit. The mod is nice enough that it has this setting here that you can manipulate if you are starting to have massive waves with a massive UPS hit. You can turn one up and turn down to sort of alleviate performance a little bit. Anyway, let's show off this mod. So we've got small biters here which are just boring and nothing and they just die. We need some bigger spawns, please. Thank you. As you can see, when I kill a medium, we get a couple of spawns pop out. Same as when I kill this spawner. We'll have biters come straight out of the spawner to come and make our life a misery. Can we all go away now? Please? Please? Because I want to come back in here and we want to bring this evolution factor up to about 75%. Confirm that command 1. Good. Go away, everybody. Because now I want some big biters to play with. So big biters, even though I've got all the upgrades and an SMG, big biters are a little bit more difficult to deal with. But as you can see in between all the chaos, go away. When I take this guy out, I will get a couple of mediums with a couple of smalls. Same with goes with a splitter. I'll get a couple of smalls, a couple of mediums, whatever it happens to be. So yeah, very different mod. Really going to change the way combat works, and means that rather than having just more and more biters, you're now in a situation where after you take out the first set of biters, you've now got to take out the second set, and then potentially the third set. When you get up to behemoths, you know, it's a behemoth within a couple of big biters, which is then going to lead to a couple of medium biters, which is then going to lead to a handful of small biters. But as you can see, in the time it's taken me to drag a pile away and kill them off, I know, I'm just using yellow ammo. Actually, let's test out some AP ammo real quick. Even using AP ammo, by the time I drag them off and I kill off this set, using my SMG, then we're going to be in a situation where the whole new set has spawned back at the spawners that we then have to deal with. So really ups the ante, makes biters a little bit more difficult. Yeah, I'm going to get nothing done in this pass. Oh, I got one spawner. 2 spawners. I would have died with the amount of biters that are on my tail, but you know, it is what it is. So, I'm going to leave it here. As always, link to the biters down in the description below. If you're looking for some way to sort of enhance the biters and make them a little bit more difficult, again, this is another mod I really recommend. It's really, really interesting and really changes up the way combat works in Factorio when you have waves and waves and waves of biters to deal with. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.